Hello, my name is Alena Otartseva, and I am the project manager for the project called Xoobies. Together with Talina Phillips, Andrew Gonzalez, and Saira Bushra Ali, we would like to introduce you to the current platform called Xoobies. And what we'll talk today is what Xoobies is. We'll talk about the functions of the current system. We will go over what problems that we have determined as we were doing the analysis of the current system. Um, we will review the context diagram of the as is process and as a proposed to be process, as well as data flow diagrams on a few different levels, and of course the entity relationship diagram. We will talk over the proposed changes that we have prepared for the new system, the requirements, and of course tangible and tangible benefits that the new system will deliver to Xoobies website and the company. So first, let's talk about what is Xoobies. Xoobies is a booking platform featuring personalized local experiences and different activities. And their job is to bring the experience back to travel. They try to connect the travelers or locals who are looking for a unique experience with the local providers who can give them a once-in-a-lifetime adventure lasting for a few hours. Each experience is designed around the customer's interests and lifestyle. So as customer accesses on the website, the first page, as we can see here, the screenshot of the home page. And it is split into 4 different categories. So here we can see the first one kind of featuring the current experiences, and then we can see the different categories. In Chicago, is that's where it is a test platform right now. The only location that is available on the website is in Chicago. If we were to scroll down, we would also see the other experiences besides the ones featured on the top of the website, and as well as other Xoobies. So Xoobies is actually experience providers. Originally, the website was called Zuba, but it did change the name to Xoobies, as that's how they prefer to call those local experience providers who the platform connects the customers and users with. As customer selects the experience of their interest, they get on the landing page for that experience. And on that landing page, customer can find the details about the experience, duration of the experience, location of where the meeting point is, where the experience will take place, the price for the experience and what's included, whether it is materials, transfer, drinks, food, etc. And usually the way the experience is designed is that it is a customized package for up to 6 people. So you cannot just get the experience for 1 person or for 2 people and pay per person, but you have to purchase it as a package for listed number of people the experience was designed for. What is a little tricky is that as customer tries to select the date out of the dates that are available on the website within that experience landing page, the current system encourages the user to create an account prior to completing the booking process. However, during the current system, this booking process gets interrupted because as customer creates an account with inserting their name, email associated with the account, password, and the phone number, the booking process gets interrupted by bringing customer back to the homepage instead of completing the booking process for that experience. So as user is redirected back to the homepage, they need to find that experience again, navigate back, and At this point, after they select the interested date and time, immediately the pop-up window requiring credit card appears on the screen, and after that, customer is redirected to the confirmational landing page. And at the same time, experience provider, which is Xooby, gets notified about the reservation via email. There were a few problems that we identified with the system after a detailed analysis. Well, first of all, the pop-up window to enter credit card information was a little bit straightforward, and it was not associated with some kind of disclaimer and the policy information of the company, and kind of like the review and confirmation of the experience details. Second problem that we identified was, of course, the interrupted booking process after a user would create an account. There was no information about the age restriction, and the whole booking process just seemed like missing chronological order. There was no option to put any additional guests' information, names, guests' email address, and as we've tested the system and tried to book an experience, we have not received a confirmation email, neither any reminder followed up to us as the experience was approaching to the due date. So as we can take a look at the context diagram, we can see that there are few different ways how we could improve the system, and we will talk about it in more details. But if we take a look here at the as is versus to be, we can see that we have added an order confirmation email and event reminder that would be coming from the Xoobies platform to customer, as well as to Xoobi, the experience provider. We suggested to add the party size and additional guest data, so they would be notified about the experience as well. And the user or customer should be notified about the disclaimer policy and the age requirements, as well as a very informative order confirmation summary as they put the payment data in the system. I would like to transfer a word to Lena, and she will talk more about the proposed system versus as what it is right now at the level 1 data flow diagram. Thank you, Lena.
Thank you, Eliona. My name is Talina, and I will be covering the Level 1 diagram. So as we work through the analysis of Xoobies, the current problems and the needed changes became more detailed and more obvious. We broke down the high-level diagram for the current system to reveal 4 processes and 3 databases. We added an additional process that will create and send email notification reminders, a feature that was missing to provide good service to the customer and the experience provider. To better understand the processes in place, we need to get a little more detailed. And next, Bushra will be discussing this.
Here we can see the registration process. One of the main functionalities that is missing in the as-is diagram would be providing confirmation to the customer upon completion of registration. We can also call this user interface feedback. User interface feedback is basically the system acknowledging an input and producing an output for customer satisfaction. So here in the 2B diagram, we have included a 2-step confirmation for customers to receive feedback through a landing page and also receive an email confirmation verifying that the account has been registered. Next, we have the reservation process, where most of the problematic processes that were mentioned earlier are incorporated into the 2B diagram. These processes include verifying a customer's age, being able to enter guest information, displaying the disclaimer policy, sending a confirmation email after the booking is made, along with a notification reminder when the day of the event is approaching. This way, the customer will follow a sequential order to complete their booking. So basically, the customer would start off by entering their data, they would enter in their age, and if the age is not met, a notification will be sent to the customer. If it is met, they will be prompted to select the date and the time, which leads to the guest information, the payment, the policies. They will be given a chance to review and edit their reservation, which from there they would complete the reservation, and the reservation status would basically give them a landing page which would confirm and summarize their reservation, as well as send them a personal copy on their email for future references. And the database will also send them a notification reminder as the day of the event is approaching, just to let them know that they have a reservation on that certain date and that certain time. Next, Andrew will discuss the entity relationship diagrams.
Thank you, Lena. My name is Andrew Gonzalez, and I'll be walking through the entity relational diagram. In addition, later on, I will be talking about the concluding items as well as project requirements. So what I'm sharing with you right now is our two entity relational diagrams. On the left is the present state of the current Xoobies website's data model. On the right is the new future state that we're proposing. You can see that the core of the present state, which is made up of 5 entities, is in the future state. And what we believed is we needed to expand that future state, and to do so for our upcoming project and for the project overall, because we needed to capture more information and support more processes. So to support these processes, we added the notification entity, which you see related to customer and transaction. And what essentially is captured in the notification entity is information related to allowing for notifications to be sent to our customers. In addition, we added the guest entity. The guest entity documents additional guests that are associated to a transaction when customers purchase experiences. And so we believe through adding more onto our data model, as seen through this entity relational diagram, we are able to better support the processes and improvements that we intend to make in this project, which are related to allowing for a more efficient checkout process, as well as for allowing for confirmations to be made to customers. Now that we've taken a look at the entity relational diagrams for the present and the future state, I'm going to go ahead and hand over the discussion back to Lena so we could talk about the proposed changes for this project.
Here are our proposed changes to the Xoobies system. Email notifications. Experienced providers will receive event reminder emails with a list of their attendees. Customers will receive an order confirmation email upon confirmation of their reservation. Customers will also receive a reminder email to let them know that the date of their event is approaching. Booking enhancements. A couple of features will be added to this. For instance, an age required field will need to be entered upon reservation. This is to ensure that the person purchasing or going is of appropriate age. A disclaimer policy will also be added to let the customer know how Xoobies does business. Experience function enhancements. Currently, experiences that are created are for parties of 4. This will change so the customer can look for an experience suitable for their party size. Lastly, guest information. There will be a field to add guest name. This will allow some personalization of the event.
Thank you, Lena. As we saw earlier in this project, our focus is on 2 core requirements, and the requirements are improving the overall booking process. And in doing so, we want to have a landing page that leads to a confirmation and payment page, and then ultimately a purchase and feedback page. And secondly, we'd like to implement a confirmation method for purchases. We'd like to be able to provide customers with statuses and just a simple confirmation that allows them to know that their transaction went through, and potentially if it didn't go through. And so we believe with the implementation of this project, there are going to be intangible benefits and tangible benefits that support the organization. When we talk about intangible benefits, we're going to see improved customer interaction through reminders and confirmation. We'll be able to give them a more timely notification and reminders of confirmations for our customers. In addition, we have accountability. We know that we're giving our customers what they need for understanding their experience and their purchases. We've given them what they need to know and go ahead and enjoy their experience. In addition, we know that we've also gained a competitive necessity. We've gained a competitive necessity for ourselves in the sense of mirroring other successful models and checkout processes that have led to success in other organizations, and we feel that we can build that in with this project. And that kind of feeds into the last intangible item, which is we're being more consistent. We're being very customer driven now and following that customer driven industry practice for our field. So I think that the intangible benefits are great in the sense of this project's deliverables. And lastly, as I spoke, there's tangible benefits that we get to see. We have the potential to boost sales, and that would be through our improved booking process. So there may have been times, I believe, that we've noticed that customers maybe were daunted by the sense of they were driven around in kind of a little, and they were somewhat maybe confused in the sense of when they were booking or trying to check out because they were being driven around different pages. And we did that through the new and improved checkout process. We were able to fix that, and we believe that's going to lead to more sales. In addition, we have the ability to gather more information to support our marketing and customer analysis that ultimately leads to more sales. And we think that's essential for our tangible benefits. And lastly, we essentially have a site built for success. We can definitely grow more from this. We can learn more from our successes and from our implementation of this project. I think we'll essentially build ourselves a platform for launching more sales and more business development. So as you saw, our overall project has two main goals, but we believe through achieving these goals through this project, we can lead our organization into a more brighter and successful future. Thank you so much for your time and for having myself and my team present to you our proposed project.